Hello and welcome to a Star Citizen ship review. I know there's plenty of people that already do this, but I thought I'd give it a go with one of my favourite ships, which doesn't see a lot of review these days. It's the Aegis Retaliator, as you can probably tell. So we're going to have a little look. There's a breakdown of how the review is going to go. We're going to look at the aesthetics on the inside and the outside. Then we're going to have a talk about its intended role. And then we're going to talk about what you can actually do with it right now. So without further ado, here we go. This magnificent beast is the Retaliator. The Retaliator is an aged design from Aegis Dynamics. It is 400 years old, which I know it sounds crazy, but I looked at the brochure. It's a thing. Look, I mean, I could be wrong, but it's 400 years old. That's crazy. That's insane. But here it is in Star Citizen and flyable. So the idea is that it's a retired bomber from an age long since past, where there were some very questionable things going on with the Messer government, maybe? And Aegis were like the military contractor. So this is their old design language, and all their newer ships, they've tried to get away from their questionable past. There are some big visual differences from this ship to, say, the Sabre, the Hammerhead, the Raven, which is also a Sabre, but it's not a Sabre, anyway. There are some big differences. But not only are there differences in style, I feel like there's also a little bit of a difference in quality, but we'll get into that later. That said, this ship, I love this ship. This is the ship that made me first really jump in to pledging for Star Citizen, and many regrettable decisions since then. Alright, and here we are inside of the Retaliator. We're in the cockpit. There's a few bits and bobs you can mess around with in here. You've got your power on and off switch, is probably the most important one. You've got a few MFDs floating about here. Apparently they were updated recently, however I didn't have this for a long time, so I don't know and can't confirm. I do know that when you get out of the seat by pressing Y, occasionally you can get stuck. If you do crouch, you're normally fine. Look at that, we've avoided that entirely. We've got a lower turret, or a chin turret, whatever you want to call it. Woo, there's a few little glitchy bits there. We're all good. The turrets are a mix of size 2 and size 3. I don't mean that each turret has size 2 or 3. I think each turret is either 2 size 2 or 2 size 3, but I can't remember which is which. That felt good. Let's get out of there. We're not going to get into every turret. I think we get the point. Whoa. That would make me very sick, I think. I get motion sick very easily. Nothing to do with this. And I didn't mean to go up this ladder, but it's a really good example of how sticky that ladder is. Turn our torch on. What have we got here? Is this the other turret? This is the top turret up there. And we've got the escape pods. Is that what these are? Oh, this is G. G, C. These one, no, G, what? I don't know what they are. We've got beds, and we've got more beds. This looks cozy. Don't know what that... I feel like a component's going to go there. Got a nice sky roof, which is something you often find in Origin ships, so it's nice to have one in a military bomber. So we're going to go back down this ladder, and hopefully it's going to not kill us. Yeah, we are good. And on the left hand side we've got the captain's quarters, which again, very cozy, very Spartan, very sort of typical of a old military plane. And there's the ladder. The ladder really wants us to go up it. Sometimes you just have to say no, and that's okay. And here we have the giant size 9 torpedoes, of which I think there are 6 on the Retaliator. Let's have a quick look. Let's open this door. This is a terrible plan. So we've got 4 of them here. At the moment, it just seems the bomb bay is open wherever you go. So that's something to bear in mind. Don't go for a wander in a quantum jump, for example. And around the other side of the front module, we've got some very luxurious toilet and shower facilities. Again, you'd kind of expect it on a military vessel. I do quite actually like the layout of the Retaliator, which is not something you're meant to say, but I think it really does sort of mimic sort of old plane layouts like the Shackleton and Lancaster quite well, as well as a submarine. It's like both. It's like a flying submarine. And here we have one of the entrance and exit lifts, and we have another one on this side. We have a docking collar at the bottom and a docking collar at the top. And we've got this. Around here we've got some components. What have we got? Just engineering access panels. I don't know what they are. They look like NVIDIA gaming components. We've got 2 more torpedoes here. Quite a lot of wasted space in this back module. We'll go through feedback a little bit later. We got one of the side turrets there. You go down here and you get in through there. And then we've got the back turret. And we've got another turret to the side there. I've lost the room. I've lost the weird little engineering room. Here it is. Right, this room I do like, but imagine this is it. This is what you were doing. You're in the engineering room. You can see, I mean, here you can see outside. You can see the bomb bay at the bottom. You shouldn't be. You open this up and you've got a little engineering station, and it's lovely, and you can use it. It's fantastic. We can change everything, but you can't see anywhere. Like, I don't know. I feel like there should be some way of seeing out. Either this should be raised, there should be a little viewport. I don't know. That's pretty much it. It's weird. It's quite big, but it's also quite small. A lot of the room is taken up by the modules, but we will get into more detail later. How far can we go down there without falling out? Oh, there we go. What if we get back in? I fell out my Carrack earlier and it killed me when I got back in. Let's see how easy is it to get back into a Retaliator. Oh, this is an unexpected part of the video, but I'm going to keep it in. We can do it. Oh no, we brained ourselves. No, oh no, maybe we can't do it. Come on. Alright, we're going to go up. Oh no, I brained myself on a torpedo. Come on. Feel the rhythm. Feel the rhyme. Get on up. It's put torpedo time. Nope. Okay, well, this may be impossible. I may have made a grave mistake. I probably could use one of the lifts, to be fair, but I think I'm just going to cut to the next bit. So, you bought a Retaliator. So what does it do? Well, it's a bomber. In all seriousness, it is a bomber, but it does have a lot more scope than that. Because it is a very old ship with a modular design, it has been sold to the civilian market with some slightly less military themed modules. There are cargo modules which will allow you to run decent-ish amounts of cargo. I imagine it will be similar, if not slightly less than a freelancer. There are some living modules which I'm not sure if they're just like roleplay things or if they are for ferrying customers or passengers who require a certain comfort threshold. Maybe, I don't know. They exist though. There's also a dropship module because it feels like 80% of the ships in Star Citizen right now are dropships, so you know, why not have a Retaliator do the same job? Obviously the Retaliator's got loads of turrets on it. I can see that working quite nicely. It's got a turret on the bottom and turrets on the side. I think it's maybe not going to be as effective as something like a Valkyrie or maybe the Redeemer, but there's a fair amount of scope there. I think I've used the word scope twice, that's annoyed me, but never mind. So it is definitely a multi-role ship, but not out of the box. You can get the base variant, which at the moment has the bomber modules, but will have no modules when it's released, so it won't even have a cargo module, it will just have like a cavernous space waiting for a module to be installed. Or you can buy the bomber variant, which comes with the torpedo bays. The cargo modules, the dropship modules, and the living modules have only been sold a few times, I think, and they weren't sold at Invictus, so make of that what you will. I'm sure that it will be implemented the way it was meant to, so I guess try not to panic too much. So what can you actually do with it now? What can you do with a Retaliator now in-game? 2 things. 3 things. 3 things. You can do 3 things. 1, you can use the torpedoes and blow things up. Right now, in the verse, using a torpedo doesn't have much of a cost associated with it. I think there are 100 AUEC to replace. Bear in mind that's not the intention when the actual game rocks up eventually. A torpedo, a military grade torpedo, is not just going to be lying around at like Dumpers Depot. You're going to have to find contacts, you're probably going to have to pay a premium. That is something to bear in mind. But right now, it's fun to make things go bang. And you can make pretty much anything go bang. I don't think there's a ship that Retaliator, assuming it isn't killed before it can unload everything, can't destroy. I could be wrong, I feel like I'm not. What else? There's 2 other jobs. 2. I've done 1. 2 is you can run box delivery missions. Yep, you can. But why? Well, I mean, the quantum drive is pretty quick. There's room to put a box down. Not all ships have that. It's a nice way to see the verse and enjoy a very nice looking ship. So there you go. That's option number 2. Number 3 is to be a space taxi. People who get stuck out in space. Go get them. Again, your constant drive's great. Won't take you long. Make a bit of money maybe. And be a hero. So there you go. 3 things you can do right now with the Retaliator. I'm not sure you can do anything else with it. So here's the 4th unadvertised part of this review. I've done the 3 bits that I made bullet points for at the beginning. But the 4th one is kind of feedbacky, I guess. And there's not a great deal that needs to be done, I feel. I think it needs a little bit of bodywork to bring it up to speed. I think the layout's mostly okay. It doesn't bother me too much. It is supposed to be a Spartan military ship. The only thing that could be missing, maybe, is a very, very small galley. Perhaps not having the escape pods up a ladder might be good for functionality. Maybe replacing that area with a small galley would be good, and maybe having the escape pods in the wider section at the front might make more sense. And just overall a little bit of a glamour pass over it. Now obviously it's got to keep those things that make it the Retaliator, but I just think it just needs just a tiny bit of an update. There was unfortunately I haven't got a picture, but in the Invictus show hall there was such a big difference between all the other ships and the poor old Tally sat in the corner. I still love it, but it didn't look quite as good as the others, and that's understandable. I mean, the ship's like what, 5 years old, maybe five. I feel like 5 real years, 400 fake years. But yeah, I'd like to see that happen. God, I have no idea if this was even a review or not. I mean, it's happened. I've said some words. There's some video. I made like a really bad graphic, but I really hope you enjoyed it. I guess I should end with a recommendation. I've really not planned it. I have actually planned it. I've got a script here and I've completely ignored it, so that's good. How have I ended it in the script? Oh, here we go. Bonus information. There was old concept art of a hull mounted weapon, and there was a rumour of a mining module at some point. That's not an ending though, is it? I guess a recommendation, why not? Should you get the Retaliator? Probably not. If you're in the market for a ship that can do a little bit of everything, which is the end game really for the Retaliator, it's definitely going to be multi-role. If you're also in the market for a ship that is ordnance based, that has lots of things that fly out of it, hit stuff and explode and ruin people's days, if you're after a ship that's got a bit of a military theme, flair, identity, then I would probably just buy the Freelancer Mist, to be honest. Right now, the Retaliator isn't great as a one and only ship, or as people say on the subreddit, a daily driver. I don't think the Retaliator's there at the moment. It might be in the future, but in order to make it a daily driver, you're going to have to invest either real money into pledging for some of the modules, or in-game money for buying some of the modules. So it's going to be an investment to get it to daily driver status. It's possible, but you might as well spend less on a ship that can do it all without any kind of kerfuffle. I think that's pretty much all I've got to say. I mean, I don't even know what I've said, but thanks for watching and listening, and if you got this far, I really appreciate it, and if you didn't, great. I'm surprised you could stow away in here. Please, I want to get out. In your head. I can't. Oh dear, don't fall out. Or if you do, just use the lift.